everyone. Bethany St. Tano here, the worst procrastinator. Welcome to episode 222, 221.
221.
We're coming up on a 222. We're coming up on a milestone. Anyway, with me today, finally, I'm not lonely this time. I've been saved. I've been saved from a shallow grave. Give and take.
Hey guys, I could have been on last week's episode, but I thought better of it. I saw Ben Saint there, and I was like, you know what? I'll let him dig his own grave this time.
I added everyone, and you were like, no, I don't have anything to say, so I'm not going to be on the Procrastinators podcast this week. And I was like, that's never stopped me.
I know.
And then we got Tom Oliver.
The Procrastinators Podcast Incorporated would like to issue a formal apology for having such a embarrassing show last week.
Not all of the procrastinators. Like we're not a unified front on that.
Don't you know, under capitalism, corporations are people, so the corporate entity is speaking right now, disconnected from all of us.
I would like to apologize for taking so long to give the people what they've been waiting for with the solo Bencast, baby. Oh god, this... I just realized we haven't recorded a bonus episode this month, have we?
No.
Are we gonna?
I guess. Nate's been MIA and everything's falling apart.
We gotta do it. We
Are you
talk
guys
about
roboting out, or is that me?
That's you.
Shit, yeah, you guys sound like crap. Okay, but we can make do. We should. I guess maybe after the episode we should talk about a bonus episode. But okay. We don't have to talk about that right now. That's inside baseball. How's your guys' week been? How's everything going? How are you feeling?
What's
on your
mind? Emotions.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my one big announcement, and it's not an announcement. It's just sort of like a thing that's been on my mind. A while ago, I said I'm gonna do the Tezuka manga submission thing, and I still am.
Yes.
I'm still trucking along, trying my best. But I think all of July and June has been like snail's pace, slower than the slowest slow guy that you could ever be considered someone who is trying to do art is me. Play the Gibbs stupid fucking idiot corner jingle again while I said that.
This is the stupid idiot corner. Hi, you stupid idiot.
Is that a real jingle?
It is.
I assume it is.
Eleazar, do we have a real jingle for that?
I think
we honestly do.
Yeah.
Good.
I think we do.
I don't listen to the show, so I don't know what goes on here.
No really, sane person should, and yet here we are.
Yes,
and yet we're not sane people, so you'd think we would listen to it. But fucking, I've been dragging my feet.
I listen to the show in the extent that I get in the call, I wait for everyone else to stop talking so that it's my turn, and then I start talking until I can't say anymore, and then I tune out and listen for another silence to fill. That's the extent of my engagement. I'm a very good listener.
Clearly.
Shut up. I was dragging my feet. I was getting all anxious because like the closer it gets to the deadline, the more likely it is that I'm not going to be finished in time. And hanging over my head was the fact that I had said publicly, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it. And that like singular thing, I think, was like dragging me down more than anything else, was this idea that I had said publicly that I'm going to do this thing, and if I fail, if I don't reach the deadline, then everything will be like terrible, and I will be a laughingstock, and people will kick me out and onto the streets, and they will say, "Gib, you shit, you suck." And I was like, oh no, that can't possibly be the way this goes. And so that seized me up, and I was just sort of depressed for 2 months, because as soon as I had one problem that sort of hampered my, creative flow, I didn't get in, I didn't think right. The anxiety of not getting it done forced me to just get worse and worse until I was catatonic.
My headphones cut out for a minute there. What was the hurdle? What was the problem that you were?
The hurdle was that well, I mean, literally, I just hadn't been. I've been trying to write a story, and I just wasn't happy with it for a long time, and I just also, wasn't doing any of the writing, like sitting down with a pencil and paper and trying to write something. Just nothing was coming, and so as the time ticked on, became more and more like anxious. Like if I fail, it would look bad. It would be a bad look, and the fear of a bad look got me even more anxious and made it harder to come up with stuff. But finally, I think I've come up with a story that I like, that has like a structure, and it's good. It's just
how long?
Huh?
How long is it? How long is it?
I don't know how long it will be. I've never really been good with like translating story to comic page count.
Gameplay. Okay.
But I mean, I think if it's the 55 maximum page count, I probably won't be able to get it done within the next month, unless I draw constantly and hurt my hand.
55 pages in a month would be. I mean, that's a lot.
That's
a lot.
That's just preparing you for the Shonen Jump life. That's just what your life becomes at that point.
Yep. You gotta hire an assistant. You gotta hire an assistant. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah. The thing really was that I was going downer and downer, getting more and more depressed and anxious about the fact that I would be labeled a failure by my, I don't know who, I guess like the amorphous blob that is the public. And that would kill me inside. And then one day I was just like, why am I sad? I'm not dead. Everything's kind of all right. It's just, it doesn't matter. And then after that, like 2 days after that, I came up with a story. So it really was entirely like the deadline that was killing me. The fear of failing the deadline. And that's my story. Don't ever put a deadline on yourself. Ever. It's always bad.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that, Tog. I mean, I think I can relate a bit recently. For a while, I just couldn't muster up the motivation to, or not the motivation, I just couldn't, or just like the focus. I couldn't generate the focus to like make the Slime and Punishment finale. I don't know. And then I don't know, at some point I was just, and then like the longer I went without sitting down and doing it, the more I felt like, oh, I hate it. I hate thinking about it. I don't want to think about it because it makes me feel bad to remember that I should have done this a week ago or a month ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't sketched like any of the pages. I still have sketches from way back when it was a different story, and I could reuse some of those. But like in terms of like what I can show, nothing. I have nothing to show yet, which seems bad, but I'm kind of over it. I'm just gonna make what I come up with, and it will be whatever it is.
Maybe you already do this, and if so, I apologize for mansplaining. But you should consider trying, consciously making the effort to draw as little as possible. Do you do that already? Do you know what I mean? I've talked about this before. In comics, like as few backgrounds as possible.
Oh yeah.
Include as little of the character as possible.
Oh no, my philosophy ever since uni, where I learned this from a specific animator that I can't remember the name of, but I think he is like the creator of like Rhubarb and Custard, this old TV show.
Rhubarb and Custard.
Yeah, it's like
sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's like a dog and a kid. I don't remember.
Sure.
But like the animation style, I think was the guy. Was like so minimalist and yet worked so perfectly. And his philosophy, which is what I adopted for all of my films that I made during uni, was to just try to, like, the best thing you could do as an animator is get away with drawing as little as possible and doing as little as work as possible to get the maximum effect. Because you don't
make
need
it highway robbery.
Like if you're drawing a background, why are you doing that? You don't need to. It doesn't exist. You don't have to draw the background if it's not relevant to what's being shown. If you only draw the things that actually need to be there. And I'm like, I really enjoy that frame of mind. One, because it's easier, and two, because when it comes to like slogging away at a background and I'm drawing trees with leaves on them, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this tree. Why am I drawing all of these leaves on it? I don't care about this tree. I care about the guy in the foreground saying, fuck the world. Like, that's the part of the story that's important.
It's based because, it's easier, and it's more, and you focus more on, like, the things that matter in the story are probably the things that you care about, and so you draw the things that matter, and also, just because it's easier, you finish more stuff faster, and every time you finish a page, you're like, yes, I did it. I done it. I got it. I got the serotonin. I got the whatever brain chemicals. And then you get more of that faster and faster until you're a fucking junkie for it. Until you're a speed junkie, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Based.
But also, I mean that I think I've explained before that my character designs were all like minimalist. Like the current, like, if you know the Clarissa design that I've posted on Twitter a million years ago, she doesn't have, she has hair covering her face because I don't like drawing faces. You can't see her eyes. And that's the best way for a character to be. They just have a little mouth. That's it.
Drawing eyes can be a little. I think I like drawing eyes. I think I tend. Yeah, no, I like it. No, you're stupid. No, that's dumb, dude.
Nah,
no, you fucked up.
If you look at Pump, she's got triangle eyes. She doesn't have pupils. It's Alley-Oop is like the very easy, like, malleable, like, cartoon circle with a smaller dark circle in the middle. Loader Ghost is the same. Like, I like things that are really simple looking.
Back in the pony days, when I had to draw an eye, I would draw that. I learned how to draw that, like, that big pupil with the big iris and the big, like shiny spots reflecting the light on the surface, and I really enjoyed, like, the depth of it. I really enjoyed the, like, oh yeah, you can, it's actually not that hard to, like, make it look like, this is like a big fucking, like, shiny slime hole in, like, an eyeball, and, like, it looks great, and you love it. I think there's been time. There are a couple frames in the Champion where I went too far, and I made, like, some characters look, like, really weird, have really weird, like, way too big pupils and eyes.
I'm thinking of that specifically. That one, like, what was his name? Damien.
There's the one I was thinking of. I think I went back and changed because I looked back. I was like, his eyes are fucked.
I remember.
I went too hard.
I fucking remember talking to you about that eye, and you said, no, what's wrong with it?
I think it took a few people mentioning it to me for me to be like, oh, maybe multiple people.
He's just so cutesy big eyes. Like,
I don't think he looked cute.
That was the thing. He didn't look cute, but it looked like he was supposed to be cute.
Right.
Almost.
Yeah, it was like a weird, whatever. I drew like a 65-page comic, and I had one bad panel. Exactly one. That means my batting average is insanely high. So many hits, no misses. Effectively no misses. Vanishingly small number.
And then over on my comic, there's no bad panels in any of the things I've done ever. So,
No, that's...
They're
like
all bad
perfect.
Panels.
They're all bad
panels.
They're all bad panels over at giveandtake.site.
See, the secret is you can't have bad panels if you don't draw panels at all. Dab.
You could. No, you're right. Shit. Fuck.
Owned again.
Art is once again the problem and not the solution.
Tom, remember when you spent like a year modeling that room to put in the comic?
No. No, I don't. I don't remember this.
You're kidding.
Wait, no, for Sorcerer's
Yes,
Lost.
You do.
That was when you got into like the idea of using 3D.
Yeah.
Oh, the tavern? That took like a week.
The tavern.
Not a year.
Wait. No.
Yeah.
Okay, I was exaggerating when I said a year, but like I feel like there was like a whole it felt like to me like for a long time I was seeing like progress pictures of like modeling the barrels and like putting the textures on the barrels and like trying to pose the character in the space, like trying to place the scene in the panel or whatever.
There was a couple like posts of just like putting out content, but like the whole background was done in like a week. It was not very complicated. So
maybe, you know what? Maybe
the real attack here is just that you spent a week making a background and the comic never got finished. Like that's really the pain point you want to go for.
Yeah, you're right.
So
you know what? I think I just remember that whole. I remember that whole Sorceress Lost era as like tavern era, like because I just kept seeing that tavern, like all the posts were like tavern related, you know.
Well,
so I think maybe I just assumed you were modeling it the whole time, but actually no.
It was done pretty swift. So that was an important stepping stone to realizing polygons are better than pencils and pens.
Damn.
Strictly better, strictly superior.
This is why we shouldn't allow them to teach computers in schools, because it leads to degeneracy, like not drawing comics in panels.
Yes.
I feel like for
the fall of Western civilization.
For the way that I tend to draw things, learning 3D would be far more difficult because it takes like 1 second to draw Alley-oop. It would take a while to model her.
It takes me... I think I'm with you on that. I think I can draw faster than I would be able to do a background, because I think I'm pretty good at the, like... Okay, if I do find myself having to draw like a big background, then that can take me forever and it's a nightmare. But I don't know.
It really depends on the background, right? Because if you're using
it does.
If you have a location you're going to like come back to throughout your entire series, it probably makes sense to do a model or something of it, so you don't have to continue drawing it over and over again and make sure that the layout stays consistent. But if you're just like going to a place for a chapter, just fucking draw it.
Yeah. Usually that's what I mean. Usually it's enough to draw a background once, and then from then on you can just do characters, maybe with like one object, maybe with like one or two like very minimal like background details to like sort of remind you of where you are.
I feel like a floor plan would be more useful to refer to, because like if
I did do a floor plan of like Magda and Vincent's room before I started the comic, because I was like, okay, wait, where's the bed? Where's the desk? Like, where's the coat rack? Where is everything in relation to each other? And then I would like refer to it, just like to keep everything consistent.
Because I'm thinking like, I feel like you can tell when an image has been drawn using like a 3D, like tracing a 3D model. Because the camera that is used to capture it is always the same. Like, if you draw it, you could like add your own like weird angle to it, and change it in ways that 3D space cannot warp without looking silly.
You're right. That's true. I mean, you can tell, more or less. I thought the tavern did a pretty good job of looking hand-drawn from a lot of angles, but yeah, you're right that you can...
do you remember that there was a while ago, I remember the fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime was 3D now, and there was a behind-the-scenes look at one of the poses from the opening or something, and they had to completely break the model in order to fit the arm in the way that he was posing it on in the camera angle.
Yep.
Because 3D don't work like that.
Well, I mean, technically in the drawing, you're breaking his arm too. It's just you can draw whatever you want. So.
Yeah, I'm not just saying like 3D is bad, but I'm like I find there's
Gibbs
more
too
freedom.
much of a coward to say that, Tom, you're a freak. You've left the path of wisdom. The third dimension, man was not meant to meddle in the third dimension.
All right.
I think it might be blasphemous.
Well, I spite God proudly.
Fuck. Damn it.
Wow.
I hate it when
Oh.
people spite God.
Hey,
It's
hey,
my
Ben.
least favorite.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ben. Atheism.
No, shut up. Shut up. Don't say that. Eleazar,
They don't call
Eleazar,
him Ben Saint.
say
because
3
he's-
Hail Marys and then
Hail
the
Mary,
word.
full of grace, the
secular.
Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women.
Sekiro. Wait, what?
Hmm?
Huh?
Video games?
Video games.
No,
Man,
no,
all my roommates
no.
been playing
Bloodborne video
Bloodborne
games.
this week. Every time I
Bug
go
Blast.
downstairs, I go downstairs, I see one of them playing Bug Blast, and they're getting getting all those bugs all over them, rolling around in the bugs.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. But I don't know. It is what it is. And then I look and I
I've
go.
got a video game.
I look at the guy in a.
not too long ago.
Mhm.
I think of the games that I'm a fan of, like nostalgic for, that I grew up on. I'm like, oh, I love this game. And then I hear the common consensus, generally disparaging.
Game bad.
Game bad, game not so good, actually. If you think about it, it sucks. And I'm like, no,
Clearly, hey, idiot. Clearly you've never actually thought about that game you like, because if you did, you would know it was bad.
yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, my childhood, my favorite games being destroyed.
My problematic faves.
And I listen to these videos, these analysis, these critiques, these people, these genuine humans, and I hear them say these things. I'm like, that can't be the fucking case. This is unfair. This is wrong. And then I realize that I agree with everything they're saying because it's very well argued. And I slump down in my chair, and I'm like, there's no hope for this world. There's no hope for me because there's no way I can argue myself out of this paper bag.
There's
All you
There's
gotta
no-
do, Gib, just to be like, yeah, I
get
agree,
you.
but I like it anyways.
I know, but it's so annoying to have been like on the
You
wrong
can't
side
give
of
a
history
logical reason.
accidentally by not
What's the
being a
point?
Mario
What?
fan or something
There's
stupid like
no
that.
wrong side of history in that case. It's all personal preference. You can like whatever the fuck you want.
I know, but I do like the critiques and analysis. So it comes up like compared to the length and breadth of the video game sphere, all of the games that came out in this year and all of the games of this genre, this particular one, my favorite, is the ugly duckling and the one that nobody likes and nobody remembers, and it's like the awkward one of the bunch. And I'm like, no, that's me. You're saying that about me. But I don't have any argument to say, actually, it's good, because it isn't good, and they're right. And I'm sitting here seething that me is not good. Me bad game. Me doesn't hold up. And I
No.
throw my toys out of the pram, and I jump around, and then I shit.
Well, that's understandable.
If only I could have been a based Devil May Cry head, and everyone's be like, oh, that's a classic. I'll be like nodding my head like, yeah, that's a classic. Instead, I'm sitting here being like, dude, Shadow the Hedgehog was good. Oh, it wasn't.
Dude, but you got Ratchet and Clank, you got Sly, you got like so many games that
I
you
do
think
have
are
a lot
good.
of games. I do, but it's the few ones that I'm like,
Everybody
wait,
has that
wait,
one game.
that wasn't good. The I was wrong. No, it's like that little feeling, feeling of like, oh,
Well then you just gotta. That's when you gotta make a fucking video. So, hey guys, sorry I haven't made a video in a while.
I know,
And be like,
I know,
No, I'm gonna be the guy who defends that one game that everyone says is
yeah,
shit, but I think it's cool.
But I'm too smart to do that because
yeah, okay.
because
That makes sense.
because I know in my heart of hearts that I am actually, like, if I look at it like in a really critical way, the only person that could like this is someone who is emotionally attached to it due to nostalgia and not because it's good. A lot of the time
You're
that
thinking-
is just the case for certain things. Not everything.
You're I think
So, like, there's no
okay,
way
do you-
to defend Shadow the Hedgehog, but like in a way that is
I don't know.
interesting or
Genuine question. I mean, do you not think there are things about it that made you like it? That you could be like, well, here's what I like about it.
I guess I could.
Here are the things that are good about it because I really responded to them and enjoyed them,
alright.
not arbitrarily, but for a reason.
Well, yeah, there is. I mean, it's not just Shadow the Hedgehog. That's just like the easiest go-to example of this sort of thing.
Sure.
But
sure.
It's not that I couldn't make a video saying I like this game that most people don't like. It's that I think that it's not a defense of all of the things that people don't like about it. And if I just say, here's the things I like and here's the things I don't like, it's the same as all of the other videos that are critiquing it. It's just that it comes from the other direction. Like, I would say exactly the same things that everyone else says.
But you would just say, but you're the number of points you assign to each thing would be different.
Like the things I like,
you know what I'm saying?
Count more than the things that other people like about like overall me likey. But
running, there's this YouTuber that I discovered not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago, called Running Shine, and he doesn't have that many videos, but he has one of his really good ones is about Sonic Adventure, like the first one that everyone makes fun of. Because everyone's nostalgic for Sonic Adventure 2, but he has this long video explaining about how Sonic Adventure is awesome, and it's a great video. And you know, he acknowledges like, okay, the voice acting's pretty bad, the delivery's pretty bad, the coaching is bad, the direction is bad. However, the voices themselves are good, and Tails sound like a child. And he points out a couple of instances where like, hey, in this part, the voice acting really works well and conveys an idea, and here's why. And he's like, there's why, and you know. It's great. I fucking love Running Shine. He's sick. He does that for like Tony Hawk's Underground. He did one about Yick, although he was pretty negative about Yick or Y2K. I'm not sure how you actually say that game. Are you guys still there?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm talking to
here.
myself here. Okay.
I'm just taking your advice and I'm tuning you out completely, waiting for a silence so I can say something completely unrelated. You've taught me how to podcast so well.
So now we've entered the era where podcasting has become a game of chicken, where it's just how long can we each get away with not talking? How little can we say? And just hope that someone else will fill the space.
That's what the bonus episode will be. Well, I'll just have to like try and say as little as possible.
Bonus episode, like who can endure the most awkward silence before having to break?
I mean,
challenge accepted.
Not to pull a mage or anything. But do you guys want to hear about a dream I had?
Oh god. Is this what the Bencast was like? Is this the level of quality we dropped to?
The Bencast was short, sweet, terse, to the point, get in, get out, efficient, get your money's worth. I delivered value for money on the Bencast.
What happened to you bringing up your dreams?
Less value for money, but value nonetheless.
Smaller volume, higher density, greater overall
Smaller
mass.
volume, higher price, you know.
Yeah, you know, more air, less chips.
Just don't think about it too much.
Call it diet. What happened to me was that I've been having a couple of really vivid dreams, and I know exactly why. It's because my sleep schedule got fucked up, and I've been sleeping during daylight hours. And you know, when you're sleeping in the light, you're more likely to dream. And also, there was one time where like I woke up and I was like, "No, I'm going back to sleep. I want to go to sleep," even though I didn't need to sleep anymore. And I kept trying to like force myself, and I ended up like kind of drifting in and out. And I had a bunch of dreams. I had a dream about being in like a virtual reality Hogwarts sort of place, and I put on a VR headset, and everyone's face changed, and I was playing like an altered reality game in this like Art Deco fucking Rapture looking ass school. But the thing that was best about it were these beams of light that were shooting up from buildings into the sky. They were like flat planes of light, these beams, and they would hit the clouds, and they would refract through the clouds at cool angles, and they looked sick. That
sounds like the Homestuck land.
That was Land of
Beams.
Art Deco and Beams. That was the first stream. Now I feel like that took overly long, and now I'm afraid to get into the second one because I don't want to be boring.
Well, I mean, nothing happened in the first stream. You were in Harry Potter. What's the second dream?
It was mostly just about the scenery. The second dream, this one made me feel really bad because I and it's not because of anything that like happened in it. It's because in the dream, I just had a good feeling. I felt a great sense of like excitement, purpose.
That's depressing.
Camaraderie, friendship. Yeah. And it was great. And when I woke up, I was like devastated. I was like, it's gone. None of it was real. I'm just in my room. This stream was like, I was in like a cave. I was in like a cave system, but it was part of like a game. It was part of like a puzzle game, like one of those like trap rooms that like a bunch of people are in this cave or in their room and they have to like puzzle their way out. But it was like a whole bunch of people. It was like hundreds of people, and we were all in this like cave system, like searching through objects, solving puzzles. There was some slime. There was some slime in some places. It was pretty cool. And like I walked around, there was a big cavern that sort of had water in the ground, and I walked around the corner and I walked through a little tunnel at the end, and I found like the final room in the place, and it had this like computer console on the wall, and there was like a code to be solved in there, and I didn't know how to solve the code. I was like, it's some kind of like Sudoku block puzzle thing, and like when you put certain blocks together, the blocks like sort of and then they resolve into like a part of an object, but the object's incomplete, and you have to create the whole object by putting all these blocks, but they also have to match numbers. And I was like, this is too hard, I can't do it. But I was like, wait a minute, it's okay, because like we're all in here, we're all in this together. You know, we can all put our heads together. Someone can solve it. It doesn't matter if I can't solve it. You know, we're a team, we're a community, and somebody did, and they put it together, and the thing returned into a gun. And the object it was trying to resolve was like this magic gun, and somebody took the gun and fired it, and firing the gun transformed the whole cave system into like, or part of it into slime caves. It was all slime. There was all the walls were slime, the pillars were slime. There were still side rooms that had objects, and then these. And there were like all these new objects appeared. There were like VHS tapes and cassette tapes and books and papers and like binders. And suddenly I knew that's like, we have to find the right object. And I start just picking up things like I'm in a VR game, just picking up things and turning them over my hand and throwing, and like, which one of these is the right object? This is like key. This is key to, there's one more console puzzle. We have to solve it. We have to solve this puzzle, and I need to find a ticket. What I'm looking for is a ticket. And
my ticket out of there.
Like a golden ticket, like the Willy Wonka's factory. And then I find something that's a piece of paper, and I pick it up, and I go to a guy, like an old guy with glasses, kind of like a chubby guy, just like a random guy. I don't know. He was very specific looking, but I have this piece of paper, and I'm like, hey, is this the ticket? And he's like, this sucks. I hate this. He's like, there is no ticket. There is no game. There never was. And then everything goes dark. It's black. And there's like a sort of sense of there are some I'm in some kind of room. And I'm like, this is a test. I think to myself, no. This is a test of my resolve. And I am meant to not believe that the game is not real. Because if I believe the game is not real, then I lose. So I have to believe in spite of the fact that it seems that the rug is being pulled out from under me. And then like the lights came on and the room was gray, and there were these figures. They were all in a circle. They were like low poly humans, no faces. They were all in a circle around me, and they were like dancing. and I'm looking around, and I'm like, nope, I just have to not believe it. This is not real. The game was real. The cave was real. The puzzles were real. The slime was real. So it's a gray room. These gray figures are all dancing around me, and I start to sing. And I start to sing this very specific song. And I woke up. Well, I sing the song like in spite of it to like show that like I don't know, to like ward off whatever illusion this is. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh no. There was no cave. He was right. There never was a game or a cave or anything. It was all an illusion.
In reality,
did I lose? Did I just lose the game? Did the doubt?
the grey low poly people were like the dream killers. They stopped you dreaming, and you wake up.
Yeah, or something. And I have this note. I have this page of notes here. Like I woke up and I was like, this feels important, and I wrote down all these notes. The notes that I have are caves, slime room, puzzles, console, timer, last day, day before, code crack, console game, become gun, ? Unlock, final day form, searching through VHS tapes, floppies, find a ticket, no game, never was, everything gray, dancing figures, in a circle, this is a test, start singing, wake up. I remember the song, I remember the tune, and I even like recorded myself singing it. It's short.
Would you have it?
I'm gonna be... Yeah, I have it. I could just sing it right now. I would be really embarrassed. What would be really embarrassing if this tune was just like a popular pop song and I just like and everyone's like, "Oh, that's just some song." Like everybody knows that song, you idiot. But like if it is, I don't know it. Maybe I just heard a snippet of it. Okay. Should I sing my dream song?
Yes.
You're committed to the bit. You have to conclude it.
Okay, I'm nervous. This is embarrassing. But this was the dream song that I sang against these low poly gray figures that attempted to hornswoggle me into believing that all my work was for nothing. It was like I believe in what's begun. I believe in what's to come. I believe in those that run. That was it. Does that tune ring a bell?
No. But yeah.
Well, I guess my dream brain just made it up.
You had a Queen moment. You had a Freddie Mercury moment. You got to turn that into a rock opera.
You're right. I guess you're right. What else am I supposed to do with this?
Your new talent has been unveiled. You're a master musician all this time.
I wrote a top charting pop ballad, and that's it. I'm sure about the lines. I believe in what's begun, and I believe in what's to come. I'm not 100% sure the last one was I believe in those that run. That sounds weird. I'm not sure if that was it. But that's what I remembered as best I could. Anyway, I woke up and I was like, God, I hate my life. I hate everything. Why can't I just go back to the puzzle caves? That was the shit. Everyone was united in purpose. Everyone was on each other's team. You know, we literally solved racism with slime and puzzles, and that's what it took.
Yeah.
That's what it took to build solidarity among the working class.
Who can say which is real? The slime puzzle world, or the reality we live in now? Maybe the grey people were the ones who put you to sleep.
Honestly, I hope and believe that you're right. That this is the illusion that has been cast on me. A real Ben is in a coma in like the hospital ward somewhere in like that they built in these slime caves to take care of participants in the puzzle game. That fell under the weather. He's in a coma. They're hoping he'll come back any minute. Meanwhile, the console was solved. The next item was resolved out of the block Sudoku puzzle, and the room has taken some other form now, and further adventures are afoot. And I'm missing out. God damn it! I have to go back.
Well,
yeah,
shit.
Rubik's Gauntlet.
Rubik's Gauntlet. It was such a I don't know. It left. I just woke up with a very strong emotional reaction to having experienced this, and I didn't like it.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Have you tried playing a Sudoku puzzle to wake yourself up?
Ooh, and then like I solve it and it resolves into a gun, and it's like you know what you have to do.
Damn. That's the real shit.
It's like that meme of like the noose, and through the noose you see your anime waifu,
Yeah.
right? But like it's a slime cave. It's a Sudoku puzzle.
Well, that was pretty cool, I guess.
I hope that I told my dream story in as compelling a fashion as one would hope for.
It conjured
yes.
up a few images in my mind. The caves and the puzzles made me think of like a multiplayer Uncharted game.
It had the room had like a square. I remember that like the whole area was square, but parts of it were cave and parts of it were room, but it was all contained in a square area, and like the starting area and the final room with the console with like the code, the block puzzle in it, where they were right next to each other, but you know they had a wall between them, so you had to go all the way around the square to get from one to the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the last room before a few little like final rooms that sort of you would walk through to get to the last was like a big area that took up a lot of the space, and it was this big like cave system that became a slime cave after the penultimate puzzle was solved.
Yeah,
that feels good.
The most fantastical part about that dream was definitely the fact that everybody was working together for common goal.
There was no context about like why all these people were here. I'm pretty sure we were here of our own volition. Like we had all deliberately come here to solve these puzzles.
Dude, what if you're just one of all like many people who had that exact dream, the slime gun puzzle dream?
Like the old guy with the glasses who told me there is no game. He was just like another doubter. Someone had told him that there was no game, and he was about to be taken by the gray low poly people as well.
I hope I have a fucking cave puzzle slime gun dream tonight.
I fucking hope you do too. I hope that a lot.
I go into the dream and I find Ben Saint there, surrounded by gray people, and I kill them all.
Yes, yes. You gotta bring me back. I think it's funny that like the block puzzle. I was like, I have no idea. This is like completely beyond me. It's like there's an episode of Batman the Animated Series where someone traps him in a dream. This is like gonna be really spottily remembered. I don't remember which villain traps him in a dream, but he doesn't know that he's dreaming. This is like someone's scheme to like defeat him. Is like they're gonna give him, basically put him in the Matrix, right? Give him like this perfect life in the dream that he won't want to wake up from. So Batman will just stay asleep forever. But like the way that Bruce Wayne realizes that, because he's not Batman in the dream, like he still has his parents and all that. The way that he realizes that he's dreaming is he opens up a book because he wants to read, and like the book is full of like fucked up like gibberish like squiggles, and he's like, what the fuck is this? And it turns out that like the explanation in the episode is that like it's like some kind of reductive shit, like, oh yeah, dreaming is right brain, reading is left brain, so you can't read in a dream because they don't use the same part of your brain or something, which there's probably like some truth to. But it was like that. It was like looking at this block of the Sudoku puzzle, I was like, I cannot even begin to understand any of these like letters. This is complete gobbledygook. And I'm gonna need some other fucking guy to solve this part of the experience for me.
It's weird how your brain like
Godspeed.
creates things that you can't understand, right? It makes you feel like disconnected from yourself when it's like,
yeah,
my brain conceptualized this and yet I do not understand it.
It's like you get the emotional reaction of confusion. Like
it's like
you can create that out of nowhere, but like the specifics of what you're confused about, you don't even know.
It's like my mind just like sort of wanted to put in this place this object that like sort of symbolically represented like something you cannot solve. And so it just kind of layered a bunch of like elements together, like a grid and like symbols and like moving blocks in like a sort of square configuration, and put it over like a little like it was over like a little door hatch or something, like I don't know. Yeah, and my mind just put these things together in a way that like sort of related to each other in space, but there was no like further connection. They were just kind of layered on top of each other to create the effect of I don't know. I don't know what to do with all these things together. They're just things. They don't make any sense because like, you know, they were not conceived of in a like a way to really achieve any end. They're just arbitrary, more or less. I don't know. Dreams are weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they are. Shout out to Mage.
Dreams. Shout outs to Mage. Mage. You know, clearly I'm a hypocrite. Clearly I'm not above it, because here we are. Here we are having Ben's Dreamcast.
Oh no. I love Dreamcast. Yeah. Power Stone 2, what a classic.
I never had a Dreamcast.
Dude, get a Dreamcast.
My cousin
has
had a
no
Dreamcast.
copy protection. You can just burn ISOs to CDs and it'll play them.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. Life hack for the day. Instant Dreamcast collection.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-mm. Damn, yeah, that's great, actually.
Well, all I did this week was think about cool things, because I said, fuck it, I'm taking a break from social media. I barely logged on to Twitter, barely went on YouTube, didn't do any of that shit. It just was doing real life stuff, like making cool things, conceptualizing cool things, and not worrying about, is this going to be good for Twitter? It was just like, ideas were just free flowing. And I had so many cool ideas, like, oh man, I should get like a Raspberry Pi and like 3D print like a shell for it that looks like a Sega Genesis, make a little mini Sega that you can just like throw RetroPie on there. Like, this would never be for anything, but it's like, it'd be so cool to just do, because now I can do that. And I was like looking at like how to like solder shit and like become like cooler. And I was like, whoa, when you just like don't care about if it's marketable, you all of a sudden like have so many cool ideas.
Are you soldering like 3D print stuff?
Well, I'd be like soldering like connections to a Raspberry Pi, and then you would go into a CAD program.
Oh wait, a Raspberry Pi is like a what is that? I was thinking of like a food.
A Raspberry Pi is like a little microcomputer. You can get like a Raspberry Pi Zero for like $5, and then you can run games and like Linux and stuff on there. So you can like use a Raspberry Pi as like the like electronics for like, you know, DIY projects and stuff. So it's like, what if I took a little $5 Raspberry Pi and 3D printed a shell for it that like looked like a retro console, and then like I could just like solder some little like connections on there and like have it play video games and stuff, and it would be cool.
That's
handheld.
That's unbelievable.
Genesis.
Yeah.
That sounds insane.
I was thinking of just 3D printing like a micro like bar top arcade cabinet, and then like wiring up some like joysticks and buttons, and then put like a Zumi game on a little bar top cabinet, and I could do that. It would be cool.
You could sell it as like a little like tiger handheld thing.
Yeah, because you can get like, you know, like 5-inch, 7-inch displays, and they go through like a pass through that plugs into the Raspberry Pi, and then they output video, and it's just like, oh, this is pretty sick. This is pretty legit.
I love that idea. The idea of like a desktop arcade cabinet where you can play a Zumi with little buttons.
Yeah.
And it's just like
and Ninja Suffering.
You'd have to get like a vertical screen. Yeah, it'd be cool. It just has one button.
You should put, hey Tom, I'm gonna backseat dev for you. I'm gonna tell you exactly how you design your game to make it cool.
Okay,
you have like one. Azumi has like levels, right? It has like it has like stages. Yeah. Well, in each stage, you put a little arcade cabinet in there that you can find, and then as Azumi, you can play a little bonus game of Ninja Suffering, of like increasing difficulty. And if you win, if you get to the end of it, you get like, I don't know, a fire flower, a mushroom.
Sick.
That's how you. That's that right there, Tom. Listen, I know you are kind of new at this whole thing,
true.
but that's how you make the good game, right
okay.
there.
Well, I'm glad you could spare some of your sagely wisdom with me.
Mm-hmm. Me too. World's a better place. I was playing what's that one? Not Wings of V. What, the one where you're the girl and you climb in the mountain? Celeste.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was in the racial justice package or whatever. I played through a bunch of it, and that game has a little spot where you find an arcade cabinet and you can play what I surmise must be the like original prototype Celeste that was probably like on Newgrounds or something.
Right, yeah.
And it's funny because playing the arcade version of that, I played through the whole thing, I beat it, and it actually spoiled the twist that comes later in the game, wherein your double jump gets upgraded to, or your dash jump gets upgraded to a double dash jump, because that happened in that version, and I was like, well, clearly they did it in the prototype, they're going to do it in the final version too, and they did.
Well, shit.
Suckers.
If only they had fucking game guru Ben Saint to give advice and to not spoil the big twist.
Yeah, and then, and also, the only way that Azumi can collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds is she gets one from each of these bonus stages, and then she becomes Super Azumi in the end.
Where do you come up with these ideas? That's right off the
That's
top
how
of
you
your
make
head.
the good game. I don't know. I get my ideas from the world around me. I look at things like the sun, and I think, what if that was a video game? And then I come here and I tell you about it.
All right.
I interpret.
I don't go outside, so I think that's where my failing comes from.
Here, if you want to make the good video game, I strongly advise
staring directly into the sun.
Staring directly into the sun for as long as possible.
Until inspiration strikes.
I mean, everything that we know came from the sun, so like, everything is in there.
Everything is in there.
That's why they tell us to look
sun,
away from it, because that's where enlightenment is.
They
in the light. That's why it's called enlightenment.
They want to keep you stupid. They want to keep you educated stupid. They say don't stare at the sun because they know that the working class will become too powerful.
Oh god, you crack the code.
We will go outside and stare at the sun. We will take over. We will win.
We will win. We all come from the sun, and from the sun to the sun we must return. Elon Musk is trying to get us further away from the sun to Mars, but I think we got to be heading closer. I think we got to move inwards.
What if Jaden Smith was right all along? What if mirrors aren't real because our eyes aren't real and we don't need them?
What if my room isn't real because the slime cave isn't real? No.
This episode's getting too intense for me.
Impossible.
Tom, you should make Grand Theft Azumi,
okay,
where she goes around and she jacks people out of their cars and she
jacks. Yeah, go. No, I like
it. Sounds like a revolutionary idea.
There are no bad ideas.
she gets into the car and she drives and she crashes it a lot, and it's open world, so you go around. You go to a strip club as a tiny little raccoon person.
Wait, so you're saying have a game without levels?
Yeah.
No, that's too radical.
It's not too radical. Half-Life did it.
Oh shit.
What is this episode going to be called?
It's going to be called. Is it going to be?
It's not real. The episode is not real. That's the title.
The slime. This Ben Dreamcast. The Slime Cave. The Sun Dev.
Stare directly into the sun. Just as like PCP, stare directly into the sun.
That's what it's called.
I hope we get tons of voicemails of people taking our advice and threatening legal damages.
Speaking of which, are you ready to go to voicemails? We have a lot, actually.
Do we?
We have like a shit
Why?
ton.
Are they all angry at you?
I don't know. Maybe.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Hope so.
I guess I gotta open up speakpipe.com/PCP voicemail.
You really do. You really,
Alright.
really do. The first one we've got today is called I Will Give Ben Something to Fear.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, is this like
I'm looking forward to
on page 2? Because I'm looking on page
Page 2,
1 and I
yeah.
don't even see it.
Yes, it's on page 2.
Are we really going through all of these?
I will do it.
Oh, no.
They don't take long. They take 30
We
seconds.
have
apiece.
25 voicemails, Ben.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay, we'll be litigious. We'll be discriminate. Spartan. We'll be Roman. We'll be those are the same
Alright,
thing.
just go. Every statement wastes more of our time.
I will give Ben something to fear. 3, 2, 1, go.
Sup, pussies? Calling again, but not really. Ben, this isn't a joke. I am going to fucking beat you up when I see you. I am a 6'4", 280 pounds monster. Boxer, football player. I am going to kick your teeth in. I'm going to fuck your mouth. In a non-sexual way, because that's
not my
gay,
teeth.
bro. This is not a joke. This is actually a threat on your livelihood and lifestyle. Okay.
You see, what I really appreciate about that one, and good job, by the way, mission accomplished, because I am terrified of having my teeth fucked up. I'm afraid of my teeth. My teeth make me scared when I look at them in the mirror, and I think, oh, where will they end up?
Punch and beat the shit out of.
Beat the shit out of by a 6'4" football monster. Let's hear from YouTube in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, cringe department. You're gonna want to see this.
I don't know, what is he showing?
There's no
YouTube?
link, so
I think he's just referring YouTube to us for the cringe department. So there we go. Thank you. Thanks for alerting them.
Sick.
Leftism in my PCP in 3, 2, 1, go.
What's this? This cannot be a cool, calm, and productive conversation about leftism in my Procrastinators podcast.
The one that I had with myself.
I will not
Is
stand
this what
for
this
this
episode was
I
all
will
about?
not. I need my room temperature IQ takes from somebody that read 3/4 of the Fountainhead when they were in middle school and then never touched a book again.
I feel like they're referring to
need
someone specifically, but
Hashtag both sides.
Hashtag both sides.
I wouldn't want to name any names.
I don't know what he means. I don't know if he's referring to a specific episode. No, despite what you might think, the Bencast was not just an hour-long screed about needing a democracy in the workplace
sure?
or whatever.
No, I listened to it.
I promise. Believe it or not, I restrained
My
myself.
Wasn't that in the Digi and Ben? You talked about stuff, didn't you?
Did we?
I mean, before I appeared.
Wait,
I can't remember.
Digi and Ben? Was that recent?
Yeah,
like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no shit.
2 weeks ago, it started with Digi and Ben, and then Gibbon was halfway
I
through.
didn't realize Digi was on
or
episode
something.
recently.
She was.
Damn.
Believe it or not. Believe it. I know. Stranger things, miracles really do happen.
I guess so.
Let's hear from. I'm like suddenly. I think like I must have had a stroke or something because suddenly I'm having like the sensation of smelling and tasting buffalo wings,
Oh.
and I want one.
Well,
Wait.
Oh.
You know.
Ben, don't have a
Before-
stroke. Please don't.
No. It's not. I think I'm actually just thinking like, what if I had some buffalo wings right now? And then like that desire is so powerful that it's overriding my sensory data and just filling my nostrils with you want to smell that. You said, but before we go on to Todd's dildos, you mentioned that you've been having great ideas and having like being creative and doing cool shit this week. Well, not me, because last night I got back into it and I worked all night trying to finish the last shot. I'm on the last shot of Slime and Punishment finale.
Hell yeah.
Before that, for like a week, I was just like drunk all the time, and I was just like ordering takeout like twice a day. I spent $250 on like buffalo wings in like a week. Because I just love them so
Good
much.
lord.
Is
just-
that keto or?
Okay, the thing about keto is that everything's keto if you eat little enough of it.
That
Well, you didn't
It's
eat little. You
technically
ate
true.
like a
Yes,
ton of
It
buffalo wings.
It
by the
started
sounds of
good.
it.
It started with good intentions because I realized, like, okay, one small order of buffalo wings is about like 35 grams of carbs, which, like, if I don't eat any other carbs, like, that's fine. That's under the limit, so that's okay if I eat clean. Other than
I
that,
thought the limit was 20.
Some I've heard, like, the strictest one I've ever seen is 20. More, I think a lot of people say 50.
50.
It kind of depends on the. Yeah.
Man, I was doing strict 20 the entire time. I thought that was like the hard and fast.
There is. I don't think you need to go 20 all the time.
All right.
Like, I think I've seen, like, I'm pretty sure that I've seen, like, old, like, keto diets, like, prescribed to kids for epilepsy. You know, because that's where it comes from. I think I've seen, like old school keto diets like that are like 50 grams.
All right. That opens up a lot
but I
more
don't know.
options.
Yeah. So it started like, I can get away with one. And then I was like, but maybe I could also just eat it for every meal because it's so good. And then, like, you know, fuck it. I'll get the sweet sauce. I'll get the honey barbecue, you know? You know, nothing matters. God's fake. Anyway, it was a week of debauchery. It was a nightmare. But I'm back. I'm on the wagon again. So I just wanted to relate that story to you and say, you know what? Life's better when you're post food. When you're not post food, you wind up like me. You spend $200 on buffalo wings, and you live your life thinking about what could have been.
I think we've
So
learned a
it's
valuable lesson today.
Cautionary tale. All right, Todd's dildos in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, this is Todd from Todd's Dildo Emporium, calling for
Yeah.
Mr. Bestman. Yeah, it looks like you changed your address since our last delivery, so if you'd like the extra huge black vibrating dildo with the built-in ball tickler you ordered, please send us your new address, dude.
I get it. A very, very funny, very clever. I'll pass your message along. So for those who don't know,
Nate loves dildos.
Nate loves dildos. Yes, this is a reference to the well-known fact that Nate is just a big. He's just a collector. Like, it's not a sexual thing. It's not weird. Don't make it weird.
Yeah.
Nate moved to Virginia, and like he like didn't like tell anyone. He kept it a secret, and like, it wasn't a secret, but he didn't say anything about it. Didn't bring it up in the chat. Didn't even tell Digi, like, until the day that he showed up. He just kind of like moved in secret.
Why?
He didn't really mention it on Twitter. Like, he said for like a week or two that, like, he wasn't able to stream, and then but he didn't say why. And then he didn't tell Digi until the day that he got to Virginia. I don't know why he's like this.
I can't imagine it's just sort of like it involves a lot of work, and he just doesn't want to spend any time on the internet telling people about things. So it's just like, I'm just gonna do it.
Does it take that long though?
I don't know. I feel like it's maybe he told his patrons or something. In like his patron podcast that he does. I haven't listened to those.
Does he do a patron podcast?
Yeah,
Doesn't everybody now?
Yeah, everyone stole my idea
Yeah.
because it's the best idea ever.
Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to mention. I feel like I haven't brought this up, but I was gonna say this when I sang the Dream song, and you said, like, haha, you're a composer. Did I tell either of you that while I was doing my last patron podcast, someone asked me about, have I ever tried to make music? And the answer was yes. I made a song for a Homestuck music contest. Did I talk about this on the show already?
No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, there was a Homestuck music contest. People were invited to like contribute tracks for what ended up becoming the album Colors and Mayhem. Do you remember that one?
I do.
Yeah, but they didn't say that it was going to be a troll themed album. They said submit a track that is themed around a character. They didn't say troll. Colors and Mayhem is a troll themed album, but they just said a character. So yeah, I like downloaded Fruity Loops or some fucking music program, and I just threw shit together, and I made a track about Typheus, the Denizen, and and like I themed it with wind. Like I only use wind based instruments. Like there's like the melody is like a pan flute, and like the background like tracks are like it's pipe organ. It's like a big like churchy pipe organ, obviously because Typheus has the organ in his lair, and there's like wind sounds in the back. And I went through my old emails and I found it. I found the track, and I put it on the last patron podcast post because I had mentioned it in there, and I actually think it's kind of okay. It's not like all amazing, but I think some of the little bits in there are actually pretty good. Do you guys want me? Should I post it? I'm not going to play it on the episode.
You still have
I will.
I
got it. No, I'm not going to put it in the show notes. It's for it's patrons only, bitches.
Well, then what were you gonna do?
I was gonna ask if you guys wanted to hear it.
Like, I will lord my exclusive access over the peasants.
Okay. Well, I probably shouldn't look for it right now because I would have to go through my files.
We still have 22 more fucking voicemails to go.
Hell yeah! And speaking of which, next one, Ben, you ruined my life again. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Do not support Ben saying he is evil. He is anti-American. First of all, viewers, folks, you're gonna want to sit down for this.
What is happening?
He thinks passion fruit is good.
You asshole.
They look like anamorphous creatures. Have you ever looked at a passion fruit up close? Nah, bitch, that's a yurk. That's not a...
What the fuck?
It's a snot kiwi. It's disgusting.
You monster.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Enough of that. Have you guys ever eaten a passion fruit?
I have not.
I have never eaten a passion fruit. I think I know what the taste is, though. From juice or something.
Really? They have the most incredible smell. They smell incredible. They taste incredible. Yeah, they're like, it looks sort of like a hard plum, and you open it up and like it's full of snot. Like it looks disgusting. It's full of slime. It's a slime fruit, but it's so good.
It looks like frog spawn or something.
Yeah, like eggs. I bought some flavorings for gummies, and I made a batch of gummies that they didn't end up coming out quite right. They didn't cohere enough. They sort of just kind of stayed as goop in the molds. They didn't become solid. And I was really disappointed with that because the flavor was incredible. I had to dig the goop out of the worm molds with my hands and just like eat it off my fingers because it was so good. Passion fruit is so good. It's the greatest thing I ever invented. It was passion fruit. You're welcome. And I went on Twitter and I said, if you don't like passion fruit, unfollow me right now. Get out of here.
And I guess all your followers gone.
Oh, they're gone. Cut in half. That was the last straw. I can forgive being an Antifa terrorist, but I cannot forgive.
There are some lines you just don't cross.
Bad fruit takes. Okay, next voicemail I'm looking forward to. Saying the word fuck exactly one time. So saying the fuck word exactly one time. 3, 2, 1, go.
Fuck.
Nice. I'm pretty sure that was Dune Coon.
Giving us exactly what was promised.
That sounded like Dune Coon to me. This next one is I'm scared, but it's the name of the voicemail is a link. I'm gonna try the link.
The link is an audio file.
The link is to an audio file, which I guess we can put in the show notes.
Oh.
Wait, should we just play the audio file?
I guess, right?
Oh wait, this is just what you
It's a-
said. This is just what you said last episode about the N-word.
Let's listen to it.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
It's only like 20 seconds. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. White people probably don't say it, but I'm not gonna. I don't have the power to enforce that, and I don't think that I can say you can't. The words you use, ultimately, it's up to you. Myself, I don't think I should say it.
A few moments later.
Yeah. NAACP. Nick is angry about Caucasian people. I'm sorry. It's a funny joke. It's a really funny joke. I just wanted to quote a really funny joke, and you can't not say it and quote the joke. When I hear NAACP, I just think of that scene from Charlie Brown's Kwanzaa. And I didn't use the hard R, so it's fine.
Ben, I think you just got canceled.
No.
Ben, who's the real hypocrite around here?
Oh
Oh
no!
my god! Oh no! The hypocrite really was the best guy ever, and and Tom Oliver really was the digital bro. Oh god!
All right, can we move on?
What did they say in the actual voicemail?
Oh, right, there was an actual voicemail.
Oh, it just says, please listen to audio on link. Okay, we did.
Okay, it said, please listen to the audio on the link. Yes, listen, I'm not a hypocrite. It's just like Walt Whitman said, I contain multitudes. If I do I contradict myself? Then I contradict myself. I am a constellation of flavor.
Okay.
Bitch. Yeah. Next one.
I think it's fine to say it in context.
And I said,
in specifically context of reference, I was gonna say,
listen,
if I didn't finish saying it.
That's mostly how I feel. That's mostly how I feel. Wait, fuck. I said I'm not a cop. I said I'm not a cop. So don't be a cop. And by be a cop, I mean criticize me in any way, because that's what cops.
Sounds about right.
That's my understanding of what the police like. That's why everybody's protesting the police, right? Because like they say mean things about them and like bully them on Twitter.
Yeah. ACAB. All cops are Ben.
No. No. Yeah.
Or maybe all cops attack Ben. You know, which one of those?
All cops. That one's. I like that one. All cops attack me on Twitter. They say, you're, why did you make videos about Winnie the Pooh? That's cringe. And I say, Shall we listen to Open Wide for the Red Pill? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, Benjamin Netanyahu over here. This
That's
question's
me.
for you. Do you believe in white privilege? Do you believe that white people as a class have a material, structural advantage and influence over Western society? Okay, now if you believe this, why do you have such a problem when people apply that same standard to Jews?
I don't really believe that it's the same. I believe. Oh God, this is like a serious question.
I feel like he's conflating things. Like the idea of white privilege.
I understand the point he's making.
Okay.
I mean, okay.
If you walk into a place and you have white skin, you are treated better than, like, on average, like average of the entire America, you're treated better than a person with brown skin, like face value sort of judgment. Jews do not have like a specific look that you could easily immediately identify them as, aside from the types of clothes they wear.
A lot of them look white.
Well, that's
a lot of them just look white.
Like that. There's like.
Okay.
I don't see how those two things could be, like, because you can't like clock a Jew immediately and then treat them better or worse.
What I think is wrong with this. What I think has gone wrong with this question is that it is reductive. It's not that it's not simply that white people have privilege or white privilege and Jews do not. Black people do not. Like, that's not where the question ends. Because the various things that people perceive about you and the roles that you inhabit in society, these are all interconnected. So, like, there is some overlap between, like, white privilege and Jewish privilege, because a lot of Jewish people look white. Maybe if... Okay, let's go full stereotype and just say, like, oh, you come from, like, a family of, like, rich banking Jews that are, like, connected in Hollywood or whatever, right? Like, obviously that position confers some privilege. I would say that, like, materially, if you come from a background that's wealthy, that confers a great deal of privilege in its way. I think that culturally, Jews probably don't have the kind of, like, the sort of cultural privilege that whites do in quite the same way. Jews aren't seen as the default in the same way that, the white man is or whatever. But, like, my answer to this question is intersectionality. That's the answer.
I think also there's a different kind of, like, camaraderie. White people don't really have camaraderie within their race because the white privilege has nothing to do with
some of them do.
Some of them do, but, like, in the same way that if you're Greek and you go to a Greek food market and there's a Greek guy behind the counter, he's more likely to, like, give you a discount because there's just sort of like a camaraderie of culture. So, like, the Jewish people have that with them. In the same way that any culture, like, the close knit, maybe in a country, like, I'm talking, like, in England, like, Greek people seem to like other Greek people more than they like others, I guess. Not in, like, a racist way, but just sort of like they treat them a little better or treat them a little nicer. So, like, there's that aspect of that to the Jewish privilege, if there is, you could say, the Jewish privilege. But, like, white privilege does not have the same. It's not the same thing. You can't say, like, oh, you treat white people better, because, like, you want to give back to the white culture, white community. That is not really a thing in the same way.
The thing about whiteness is like being like Jewish or black or African American or I don't know, Greek or whatever. Like, those things are about what you are. Being white is about what you are not, which is you are not any of those other things, except you are not in one of these groups that is not white. Black people, not white.
I see it
Hispanic
as
people,
like, is what
Hispanic
you look
people.
like.
Well, it's what you look like, but it's like, do you look like a thing that is not something? Well, I mean, some like,
well, let's say like
some Hispanic people are also white. Like, Italian people, like, most people would say they're white. Greek people, maybe most of the time. Irish people, most people would say they're definitely white now, but they weren't always considered to be white. It's like being white is just belonging to an in-group, the boundaries of which are sort of malleable, a little bit arbitrary.
I don't know. There's a lot you could say about that question. I don't have all of my points neatly aligned to, like, explain, but I think we said more enough. I
think we answered the question at the very least. We saw and in doing so solved racism. Let's listen to weird, wacky statistic. I hope it's 13%, 50, whatever. What's the thing about black crime? Okay, but 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa! Despite making up 13% of the population,
there it is. Yeah, woo! No, hit me with 41% next. I want to hear 41%. That one's a classic.
I don't even know what that is, but I don't care.
13. What is it? It's like, despite making up 13% of the population, black people do like 50-something% of the crime. 41% is like 41% of trans people kill themselves. Haha! Great stuff. I knew it was going to be one of the two. But you know what? It's good to be reminded. Because the thing about numbers is that they're facts, and there's no such thing as interpretation. There's nothing to be considered. There are only numbers to be compared in value, absolute value.
Number big, number small.
Which bar on the bar graph is taller and which is smaller? And that's it. That's the answer to the question. Why is white privilege real and not Jewish privilege? Because bar graph, because number. Okay. Persona 5 opinion shrunk to 23 seconds. You're welcome. 3, 2, 1, go.
Persona 5 has like a shit story, but it has really fun combat, okay? The real world sections are boring as fuck, but once you go to the brain worlds, playing the video game, the JRPG shit, it's fun, because the gameplay is really deep and fun. That's it. That's my opinion. Number out of 10, I don't know, like 7, I guess, but I haven't beat the game yet, so that might change.
Why is this guy so dedicated to giving us his opinion of Persona 5?
Because it's easier than making a video about it.
Just make a... You should have made a 23-second video in which you just said that. Put it over footage of the game, put your little cartoon avatar in the corner, get 10,000 views. Done.
Persona's
my opinion
bad because I don't know what it is and I'm scared and confused.
My opinion of Persona 5 is that has good graphic design. 10 out of 10.
That is true.
The menus look sick as fuck. And it's a JRPG.
And if
so
the menus
feel
good, then the game feels good.
The game basically just is menus, so yeah. Yes.
Putting their effort where it belongs, I suppose.
Next up is a hot take. HBO Max is based, and here's why. Parentheses, streaming service. 3, 2, 1, go.
HBO Max is based, and here's why. They got Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, and all the Ghibli movies. It's fucking based. I didn't have, like, cable TV growing up, so I never got to watch all the based cartoons. So now I'm just watching cartoons. It's fucking amazing, bro. Watch cartoons. Fuck anime. Anime is cringe. Watch cartoons. Except Ghibli. They're the good anime.
Okay. I was gonna say, you said Ghibli. Okay.
Watch cartoons online has existed for, like, 10 years.
Yeah.
And it costs literally $0.
Why would you pay money? Why would you pay money for anything? That's so cringe.
That's a cringe take, dude.
Is it? I think there might be a normie thing. Like I unless I'm like specifically invited to do so, and I'm feeling in a wild mood, I never watch things on a TV. I feel like I feel like that's maybe kind of a weird internet person thing. I feel like most people watch things on a TV.
It's because you need to usually find stuff to watch on your computer, and putting it on the TV requires some amount of effort. I don't want to.
It does. Yeah, it's been like the times that like I've tried to get a movie and show it like in my house on my TV. It's like, I gotta get a flash drive. I gotta get the file, get the torrent, put it on the flash drive, put it on my friend's computer. He hooks his computer up to the thing. It sucks.
I don't remember where I got it. I think it came with like an eBay thing I bought like years ago, but I have this thing called a Microsoft display adapter, and it just plugs into an HDMI port on my TV, and then you can just wirelessly mirror any PC to it. And it's like so easy to watch torrents and stuff on the TV because it's just like, do you want to connect? Yes. Bing. There it is. Go.
I guess what I'm thinking is like, yeah, if you're kind of a normie, if you're not like, if you don't feel like deep diving into like learning how to torrent stuff or whatever, you don't know how to do that.
You just buy HBO Max. Cringe.
I guess just buy HBO Max. Yeah. That's a valid.
You guys are rebuilding cable on the internet and tearing down everything that the internet was cool, which was being anti-cable and anti all that corporate interest shit. And you're bringing it all back because people don't know how to use BitTorrent. You disgust me.
I mean, on the one hand, if people genuinely get value out of having it like convenient and available and all that, like I guess that's a good thing.
The only good thing about HBO Max is that it makes it easier for people to rip the stuff from the service and put them on torrents in higher quality.
Yeah, on the other hand, and I think I believe this more strongly, it was cooler when just everything was free. It was cooler when the internet was just communism.
It still is, though. It's just a little bit more obscure. It's just a little bit more.
I get, yeah. It's like that. It is that. Just there are some. There's a little more corporate crackdown on it, and there are more people who are choosing not to do that.
There was the golden age of LimeWire. Then we had BitTorrent, and that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Then now we have these like sketchy, weird streaming sites that are like kind of crap, but like it also is kind of convenient that you don't have to download anything if that's what you want to do. I would just much rather deal with watch cartoons online than I would with having a Netflix subscription, an HBO Max subscription, a Disney Plus subscription, a Peacock subscription. Like why?
Yeah.
Like that's like what, like $70 in streaming service costs?
It's so obviously
plus
like
my Amazon Prime
building.
and my Spotify and like all this shit. It's like
monthly subscriptions for all of these things. It's so like unbelievably obviously going to crash and burn with the amount of money people are expected to pay monthly.
And your Xbox Live and your Switch streaming and your
like
PlayStation
they cannot
Plus.
continue. Like it. Why do they keep doing it?
These companies have this like really strange obsession with owning the entire pipeline. Like instead of just being like, oh, Netflix exists, let's leverage this platform and use it in conjunction with the content that we do. It's like, no. We need to make all the money. So instead, we're going to make our own Netflix that's shittier and badder because we're not a software company, we're an entertainment company. But we're gonna force it down people's throats.
This is that illusion of the possibility of continual growth that is the reason why. Like this is one of the problems with capitalism, is that like when you're a corporation or whatever, your goal is not just to continue to make money, but to always continue to make more and more money. And yeah, it does lead to, this is probably like a relatively benign example of it, but like, yeah, like all these companies want to own, they don't just want to make money selling product. They want to own market share in new market. They want to command a segment, a sizable segment of the market, because it's not just about owning stuff. It's not even just about creating revenue. It's about, when you own market share, you have influence, and you can like throw your weight around more and gain more market share. And then the more of that you have, the more you can lobby, and the more you can like influence legislation that will allow you to abuse your market share more and more, allow you to abuse your continually more and more monopolistic ownership of the market.
Isn't it strange that monopoly
which does
is
lead to just
illegal,
completely
but that is like the end goal of every company by design?
It is, and we broke up. We used to fucking break these things up. Teddy Roosevelt, everyone thinks he was pretty cool for busting all these trusts, but now it's like, oh no, Jeff Bezos earned every penny, and we got to give him tax breaks so we can keep making jobs. Fuckers, nationalize Amazon. Nationalize Tesla, coup Tesla. Did you see Elon Musk saying, like, we'll coup whoever we want for lithium?
No.
Well, he said that. Did you see, this is not unrelated, but did you see Elon Musk, and I know you didn't, but I'm going to say it, Elon Musk said pronouns suck on Twitter, and his wife Grimes was like, please stop this. Give me a call. I can't endorse hate. I know this isn't you. And it was really funny.
How and why the fuck did Elon Musk get with a person so strange?
I don't really know anything about Grimes.
I know nothing about her, but just like the way she carries herself online is extremely weird, and they do not look like a couple that is a match. It's very odd.
Somebody said that like Edgelord and Carelord, you know, it never works out. That relationship never works out. I read somewhere that apparently Grimes had been like questioning her gender or something, like not too long ago, making it like, was he talking about that when he said pronouns suck? I don't know. Very funny. Fuck Elon Musk. An Elon Musk divorce would be possibly even funnier. Well, definitely funnier than Jeff Bezos' divorce. That was actually pretty boring, and just kind of annoying. Elon Musk's divorce would be mwah, mwah. Who gets to take care of fucking 7X9 QRA or whatever? You know what I mean? Their kid has a fucked up name.
The Tesla will do do that.
They'll just they'll just pay.
It's basically
an
like a
engineer
serial
to design
number child already.
An electric powered parenting bot. They'll just put it in the car and say like Tesla, drive out to sea.
Tesla, raise child. Okay.
Okay, master.
All right, we still going with these?
Yeah,
we're still going,
God,
baby.
there's so many.
You are using Twitter in a way that makes you. We're only an hour and a half in. You are using Twitter in a way that makes you feel bad. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Twitter is not shit. You guys are just using it in a shitty way. Okay. So, like, it seems like what you do is you open it and you go to, like, the trending tab, or you go to your whole political shit. Don't follow politics on Twitter. They can't even speak full sentences. It's, like, 140 characters or whatever. And, like, on the trending page, it's all still the same shit. It's, like, either politics or pop culture bullshit or whoever is canceled this time, you know? Don't do that shit. Just follow, artists you like, or video game stuff you like, or, I don't know, anime, whatever, man. Just follow cool shit. Follow based in epic stuff.
Wow, what a big brain.
That's exactly what I do. The problem is
it will just make
Twitter
you
as a platform
bad.
is fine. The people on Twitter are annoying, and the problem is there's discussions about annoying things, and the people you follow for cool art also have opinions, and they have to share them, and you're pulled back into the conversation, even if you're there not to have that conversation, because you're not in the right mindset for it, because you're there to consume content, not to think.
It's like, guys, just only think about things that are frivolous, because the serious things are just make you sad. Then just don't think about it. It's counter-revolutionary, is what it is. Yes, I follow fucking political people on Twitter. Yes, I'll fucking see Dave Sirota tweeting about the new horror that is coming down the congressional pipeline and is like passed unanimously in the Senate or whatever. And I'll say, I'm gonna keep doing that. I don't really look at the trending tabs unless I see something that's really bizarre and it's just like, why? And then I'll look at it and be like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't. I famously, I have changed my trending tab to a different language. I set Twitter to a different language, one that I can't read, so the trending tab doesn't make any sense ever. But and I follow like basically no one. I catch up on people. Like I type in Ben Saint into the search bar to find out what Ben Saint's saying.
I was gonna say, I can't believe you unfollowed me, bro.
I unfollow everyone, basically.
That hurts. That hurts deep.
Because it's because when I go to Twitter, I don't want to be like bombarded.
You don't want to see me go on Twitter and say fuck you if you don't eat passion fruit.
No,
you're a piece of shit.
Just heard it live here.
The thing is, like, I have like the optimal Twitter viewing experience, and even then, it's like it's not good. Because
yeah, okay.
Because it's like if I want to indulge in knowing about what Ben Saint's talking about, which is usually some sort of politics, and seeing if there's a little drama going on. There's a funny thing that what's that guy, J.K. Rowling simp man?
Glinner?
Yeah, Glinner. Like, what's he up to? Like, Ben's probably talking about it. I type in Ben Saint, and it's just like an action that I am deciding to do. If I follow Ben, I'm bombarded with it whenever I go to the site, no matter whether I'm interested in seeing that sort of stuff. Which is why following people is a bad idea. But even when you don't follow people,
I have to do that even with the people I do follow. Like, it's not like I'll be caught up with what a person is doing. Like, if I want to see what, like, one of you guys is doing, I don't just look at my feed, because I don't follow a huge amount of people, but I follow enough that it's, like, hard to keep track of. So, yeah, I have to go to the search bar and type in someone's name and be like, what are they tweeting about? What's fucking Tom or Gibbon or Digi or something are tweeting about? Curious.
It's good if you have no public persona that people will... like, if you're not a public person and you are very, very, very stringent with who you follow, then yeah, it could be fun on Twitter. It just is not. For most people.
I don't know. I'm not on Twitter. Like, I understand if you want to, like, browse it for art and you follow artists that you really like. I do follow some artists, but I'm not really on Twitter to look at art. I'm on Twitter to like read what people are saying about stuff. Like I'm there to engage with the kind of thing that I think this caller would consider to be like the bad stuff, the bad part of Twitter.
I mean, then you're probably having a grand old time.
That's the purpose of Twitter to me.
You're using it for the right reasons. That is what it was designed to. It was designed to be the news, to get people the news and like have updates for the news in real time.
What are people like? What are the birds saying? What are all these tweets?
I'm more interested in what are people talking about.
The problem is that the platform is also being used by artists, and
I'm there to see cool shit too. I'm there to see like they like protesters in Portland burned down a construction site that was building an addition onto a like juvenile detention center. I was like, yeah, that made my day. So it's not all bad. There are glimmers of hope in the darkness. No, I'm doing it right. No, fuck you. Next one.
Yep.
Sure.
Next one is Digibro is pretentious. 3, 2, 1, go.
Digi always complains about voicemails being all poo-brain and stuff, but like, I click on the Digibro video and then he just starts spouting out big words I don't care about, man. I just want to hear what you think about the wind rises. I didn't want this whole fucking spiel about dumbass shit, man. You're being pretentious, bro. What the fuck?
I don't know what the point of this is. Did you say something? Is this talking about the PCP or is this talking about
I think
something on Digi's channel?
There's no way.
I just assume like Digi's content is there's lots of people who are all too eager to say, you know what, Digi, I'm unsubscribing. This content is not what I want anymore. So I assume that's one of those people.
I don't think that's what this person said. Digi talks shit about the voicemails. So it must be about, we only do voicemails on the PCP. Digi doesn't do them, I think.
No.
Am I confused?
No.
I don't remember a voicemail where someone called in and asked, hey, Digi, what do you think about the wind rises?
No, I don't think that's
I don't remember this.
I think
What's
maybe
happening?
Digi has, in the past, dismissed voicemails as being dumb. But
this
all
voicemail
have.
Sucks.
All of us have done that.
This voicemail sucks ass. This person didn't think it through. They didn't have a clear message or theme that they wanted to convey with it. It's a mess. It's chaos. It's soup. Next. alternate platforms? Question mark. 3, 2, 1, go.
How much money are you making from these alternate platforms compared to YouTube? Like, you're on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, whatever, I don't know. Just kind of can you look those numbers up right now? See like how many people are watching compared to how many people watched on YouTube and the money and shit like that. Because I mean, if you're making more money from these other platforms, why not just stay there?
I don't think.
Tom,
do we make
do
money?
You have any data? Do you have any data on that?
You have data on views, but you by design make no money from podcasts.
So we don't make any money on like iTunes or Spotify or Google Play or whatever.
There's
right?
no revenue stream.
Only through Patreon.
They are purely there for convenience. Is Spotify? Wait, which one's Spotify?
The orange one.
It's the orange one?
No, it's the green one.
Oh wait, yeah. Dumb.
I was thinking, which one is the orange one?
SoundCloud.
Are we on SoundCloud?
No.
Should we be on?
You have to pay. You have to pay monthly to get enough space to upload the episodes. That's what we're on SoundCloud.
Really?
Yeah. Because remember, we have to keep deleting voicemails.
Oh, that's right.
So if we had full episodes, we'd be totally fucked.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks major dick. There is a podcast on Spotify that I listen to. It's called The Relentless Picnic, but they only upload they make a pretty decent amount on Patreon, and they can probably afford it. And they only upload like once a month or so. So okay, that makes sense. Okay, what about like numbers?
According to Spotify,
we get like way fewer.
We've had in the last week. So this week we've had 1,469 starts, 133 streams, from 295 unique listeners, I can dial down to all time. 1,507 listeners. And about 30,000 starts and 22,000 streams.
So
what's a start?
So
a start just means you started the stream, and then a stream means they listen to a significant amount of it.
Oh, I see.
So there's maybe like 200. Okay, and this is 300 people in the last month have listened on Spotify, and this is during the
last week.
Okay, but this is during the time when the podcasts are not on YouTube, so that's going to be like inflated. Correct. Like normally, I'm sure it would have been way lower than that. Well, okay,
and that's just one of the platforms. We're also on Google Play and iTunes and stuff like that as well. So I'm sure they're dispersed amongst different options.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. When you go to the website, what does it play on automatically?
It doesn't play anything by default. You choose an episode to start.
But no. But when you go to theprocrastinators.com, it's like posts July 4th Bencast, and then is that just like a raw MP3?
That's just the MP3 uploaded to WordPress itself. It's not connected to any platform.
Okay. I see. I would bet that a lot of people that are going to these alternative platforms are just listening to it right there. Seems like the easiest way to do it.
I mean, if you subscribe to a podcast on Spotify, you'll get a notification every time it goes live. So I'm sure a lot of people are probably doing that just for like, oh, I don't have to go look for it. It comes to me.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I don't use iTunes or Google Play or Spotify, so I don't know anything about anything. Okay. Next up, we've got 2 in a row from Margar. All right, first one from Margar. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey PCP, Margar here. I'd like to expand on something that Digi said a few episodes ago about thesis statements in your voicemails. So many of your voicemails that you guys are sending do not get to the fucking point fast enough. I've only sent like a few voicemails up till now, but even doing it week after week, it's not that hard to get an idea across and ask a fucking question. I mean, I swear to God, most of these are not worth listening to. Get your message across or shut the fuck up, please.
The PCP has never pretended to be anything other than a kangaroo court. And if you think that making good voicemails is any defense against being caught up in the PC prison industrial complex, then you are mistaken, my friend. Oh, by the way, last episode, Dune-kun sacrificed his voice grail status to free I'll Die Corporation from voice jail. So a lot of drama happening there. A lot of movement on that front. What a badass. Okay, next from Margar. 3, 2, 1, go.
Margar here. Ben, do you intend to make me a martyr and a case for why the abolition of the voice jail is required? I have performed no offense and have consistently been.
That's what I said about the anti-Digi one. It didn't have a theme.
And I feel that if I were to be put in court, it would be a kangaroo court, and there's no justification for my being caught up in all of this red tape. And frankly, I think that this is ridiculous. Release me immediately. Justice for Margar. Please.
That's what I said.
Agree.
That's what
now
I said.
To listen to the rest of the voicemails in their entirety.
that most of which will not be worth listening to. But yeah, all you gotta do, I don't think you even need to script it out. Just like think about I want to say this, and then think about, what do I want to say about it? Oh, okay, I have a clear idea of what I want to communicate in my voicemail. I don't know. Yeah, have a theme. Next up is half are Ben Saint core colors, and there is a link to an image of old Digimon toys.
Whoa! Now you're speaking my
that
language. Yeah.
Yeah, I
want them all.
Did you have a Digimon?
Oh, I had multiple.
Me and Nate each had a Digimon, and this was before the cartoon.
Yep, same.
I don't remember. I remember I had a red one and he had a blue one, And they didn't look like any of these, so I must have had a different model.
They released like one version of these in America, but there was like multiple iterations in Japan. So these might be ones that were in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, none of these were the ones we had, but yeah, these 3 of these are Ben Saint core colors. The black and white one's really cool. The purple and black one's really cool. These are, I like that like RFCK, like green and pink one though. That's pretty nice.
Damn.
Let's hear the voicemail, shall we? 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so several times on the podcast, you talked about your issue of feeling the need to look at a screen, pulling up Twitter, feeling bad so you get off Twitter, wait 10 minutes, feel the need to look at a screen, cycle repeats. So here's an idea. VPETs, you look at the screen, but then instead of getting Twitter and that toxicity, you get your little guy and you help him grow. Well, you might think, which one? Maybe the Evangelion Tamagotchi or something. Well, that has giant shipping prices because you have to import that. But Bandai of America has recently released only $20 for the American Digimon version 20th. Now, the Wave 3 is coming out soon, and these colors are completely Ben Saint core. Look at them, I left it as the link. Next RadCon, do like a Royal Rumble thing to see who the best digital monster parent was, and see who the weakest parent was. See if Ben or Digi is the better parent, and who's the better at bullying their
unironically, not a joke. I have one of these
this.
in my room, right, and within arm's reach. I have one of the 20th anniversary Digimons. So
does it look like one of these?
It is a different color. Because he just said that's a new version they're releasing. Mine's blue, much like Nate's probably was, because it was they were styled as in the original American edition. But yeah,
I feel like if I had time to prepare, I could have the perfect Digimon.
Well, the nice thing about
it's not that complicated.
About the 20th anniversary Digimon, they changed it so you can raise multiple Digimon at the same time. There's like multiple trees instead of just one, and the growth is much faster. So instead of it taking days, it takes like 1 or 2 days to get like a full adult.
There were multiple trees in the old American release,
but there's like 50 different guys you can get on this one.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and you can raise 2 eggs at the same time, and it's like it's intense. It's hardcore.
Honestly, maybe Radcon 5 stretch goal a Digimon Royal Rumble.
I'm about it.
I'd fucking do it.
I'm about it.
That sounds awesome. That sounds really cool, actually. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm down. Okay, next up, pancakes. Love is cringe. 3, 2, 1, go.
Listen, love is cringe, especially parental love. You know, I was on a bus yesterday with a father playing with his little daughter, and I was like, and he like puked in my own mouth. And you know, when someone has spinach in their teeth, you gotta say something. So I went over and said, "Hey, yo, cringe, bro. That's why my parents are the most base ever, because all they ever did is leave me on a doorstep." And hey, if you listen out there, nice, bro, pretty base.
I have to agree. Parental love is not even base. You don't even have to earn it. Come on, you should have to earn everything in life.
Is it like,
you know, you should pull yourself up by your bootstraps and prove to your parents
I was thinking
that you
the
are
other way around.
enough of an asset to be loved by them. You should have to earn your keep.
From the perspective of a parent, it is cringe to love your child. It's more base to throw them down a deep pit and see if they come out.
Isn't it like
alive.
proven, like when a child's born, like there's like a chemical like reaction in the parent's brain that makes them
cringe? Yes.
Yeah, like makes them love you. Like that's not even real. It's just like chemicals. Like
I'm saying it's cringe of you, the child, to expect a handout from these parental authorities. Fair. Yeah, I'm saying you need to do better and, you know, give back. So yeah, hard agree with pancakes on this one. Hard R. Oh, that's gonna get a hard R from me, my dudes. Okay, next up, Pro Crastinators Anonymous. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh no! My boyfriend ordered a gummy come inside my boy pushy, and he didn't wear a boy condom. Am I going to get fat plaggers now? I is too young to be a boy, Mother. Can I get to Subway abortion? Oh, woo? Can I pay my boy colleges with my boy pushy wushy?
I don't know. Can you?
Perhaps I could offer him some of my tasty boy milk. Oh, woo.
I'm not.
Or perhaps he'll accept a pint of my sticky boy syrup instead. Oh, woo.
I'm not the one to be asking these questions.
Well,
this is why parental love is cringe. If you raise this,
yeah.
It's time to stop.
this parents
mistakes were made.
This is what happens when kids are given free communist handouts of parental love that they didn't have to work in the mines for. This is the fall of Western civilization. This is what you get when you don't work in the mines. This is what you get when you don't go to war. What I'm saying is that humans are the virus. We need a good war. Pestilence should definitely be, encouraged in the poorer sections of society so that the well-bred nobles can continue and humanity can evolve. This is the chaff meant to be left on the miller's floor.
If there's ever been an excuse for boy-bortions after birth, this is one.
Yeah, baby, yeah. Malthusianism. Here we go. Is the PCP deep or bleak? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, PCP. Most likely Ben Saint and maybe Give and Take. I don't know about anybody else. But I had a question. So I got into the PCP when I was around 11 years old.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry.
A little lolly. All right,
what?
So
was that another person?
I was just thinking, if I got into the Procrastinators podcast at 11 years old, was I mature at 11?
That
or
is
were you guys
grooming.
just
You have
immature
been
enough for me to start enjoying?
What?
I mean,
this was not the. That's a different question than you titled your question. You fuck.
Yeah, but 11-year-old, like if is the question, is it like understandable for an 11-year-old to be into the PCP? Like, are we so immature and so that is the audience we?
Is that the question?
I think.
Was this person just mature and we're just immature, or are we just immature?
The question is, were they mature for their age to get into the podcast, or are we immature and that's why it resonated with them at 11?
I think we're just really cool, and we transcend age.
We just appeal to everyone.
We transcend maturity.
The Procrastinators podcast is focus tested to appeal to the widest possible demographic so we can make the most possible money. So
it's kid tested, mother approved.
There you go. I'm just Kicks is 3 words, PCP is 3 words. Maybe there's a t-shirt in the future.
Dude, Kicks unironically based, unironically a great cereal.
It really is.
You can't go wrong with it.
It doesn't get enough love. It's simple, but that's part of its charm.
Just like Life. I love Life cereal.
Oh, I thought you meant Life was simple. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Life is a waking nightmare.
Kicks is like Life. It's just simple. It's just a little ball of corn, you know?
Yeah.
With a little sugar coating on.
How does a fucking 11-year-old click on a PCP video?
Well, it's like
it started with the Steven Universe episode and all went downhill from there.
Would it have been through like Digi or someone else? Like
maybe.
Like it's just dawning on me how unusual that. I guess I don't know what children do. I guess they're always on their iPads.
It's the same way that parents would give babies iPads and the baby would have no idea what they're doing. It would just click random things or be on autoplay. And that's how babies ended up watching all those weird family finger songs videos about pregnant Elsa with Spider-Man in the supermarket and 3D Joker with a gun shooting people. Just made by an algorithm, just to get those clicks, just random noise, all noise, no signal. That's how it happens. That's how it occurs. In case you were wondering, I hope that explains.
Why didn't we get hundreds of millions of views from the PCP episodes then? Huh?
We should have.
Maybe we weren't getting the babies. We were getting like the slightly older than babies.
I wonder if we would have gotten like a huge audience of babies who would now like just be reaching the time where like they start to get like an allowance and they start to have a tiny bit of disposable income and no like necessities to spend it on. I wonder.
And they go to patreon.com/the Pro Crastinators podcast.
That's right. That's right, because they hear it and they think I must do it. If we had just titled our episodes things like, Marvel Spider-Man, Avengers, Elsa, Frozen, song, baby, child, just things like that, was just every episode was just a string of like highly searchable words.
We missed our window. What a shame.
We did. Well, I don't know. Is it too late?
Remember they cracked down on child content or content that is gathering data on children, because you can't do that.
Oh, fuck, that's right. Shit! Damn!
We could have built a mansion with that baby money.
It's the best kind. Baby money. We gotta hone in on this baby market. Nah, yeah, you're right. We missed our window. You fucked up. Okay, this one is called I Forgot My Question. Can't wait. 3, 2, 1, go.
Howdy, fucker, cop, not killer. I'm the guy who's going to beat up Ben Saint in real life, and I have a question. The question is...
again, it's too scary. I hate this. Audience, hate. Audience, I hate you. What did we say about a thesis statement? Listen to Margar. I feel like... Okay, you know what? Because Margar was so right, because Margar was so on point, Margar, I'm going to step in. We've been waiting for months for YouTube to just cut the red tape, cut the bullshit, quit lying, just unlist the video. Just today, I don't know if you happened to check the email, the Procrastinators email, but just like last night, Nate sent another email being like, hey, it would be really easy to solve. YouTube caused this problem and destroyed all this content that people paid for. Like, you could just do it. And I'm gonna keep asking for updates on it, like, until it's done, because it needs to be done, and you caused this problem, please fix it. And you got another email that's like, sorry for the delay. I understand that, the long response is it was like misspelled the word unacceptable. It said, we're again reiterated, we're working with a limited team due to the response to COVID-19.
It's an algorithm. It's not a real person responding.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe you. I think it is a real person. I'm more and more convinced that it is simply a real person, and I just think
they're copy pasting. It's a real person. It's a real person, but they're copy pasting like that. Yes, I did. Here's the canned response.
I don't know if they
plus or minus like a few different words.
I think they are just sort of coached. I think they are just kind of like coached or told to follow a template.
Yes.
I think they... Should I just read the email?
Well, why? Yeah, sure. If you brought it up for some reason.
It said, "Hi Nate, thanks for getting back. I definitely understand that the length of this being resolved is not justificable, and I would like to apologize for this delay. As much as we would like to have this resolved as soon as possible, but we are unable to, This is a nightmare. Since we submitted the report to the appropriate internal team that is working on this. Rest assured, I am also keeping an eye for this, since this is ongoing for a long time. I will circle back as soon as possible. Let me know, should there be anything in the meantime. Best, Martin." This is really funny, because yesterday I was watching Jimquisition videos, and there's an episode of Jimquisition where he talks about getting sponsorship offers from companies that clearly do not know who he is and clearly are not familiar with his content, but they're clearly just spamming channels with offers or whatever. And he specifically mentions that they all say like, hey, just circling back to get back to you, just circle back to this. I'll circle back to this. And there it is on the same day. It appears in this fucking response email, that phrase.
There's probably like one guy who made like a course Like he made a DVD on how to do emails to customers who are angry.
It must have
and
gotten
then just like
into some
circulated. Like
corporate
everybody in every company uses that DVD to train their personnel.
That's very professional language. That's very professional. Don't say you'll come back, because that sounds like jizz, and that's gross. That could be construed pornographic. That could be construed sexual harassment. Say you'll circle back. Like, it's highly recommended, just to avoid any even the appearance of untowardness. Anyway, I brought this up because why did I bring this up?
Yeah, why did you bring it up?
I brought this up because just like we are waiting for YouTube to cut through the red tape and just fix the problem, I am going to step in for Margar and cut through the red tape and say, you know what, Margar, your application is processed. We can forward you to the end of the line. We can Disney Express Pass Plus you past the waiting lines. You have successfully landed in voice jail. Congratulations. You're there. we did it. We got you through the process. The system works. The system works, my friend. You made it.
Margot.
Congratulations.
All these other people who are completely terrible get a pass.
Some people spend their entire lives trying to get to voice jail. But this guy did it. Okay, next one. Next one is from Cross at GameCon626@gmail.com. Okay,
I don't know if is that part of his name? Is that supposed to be public?
I don't know why it has an email attached to it, but it does. 3, 2, 1, go.
Someone mentioned Vosh like they followed him, and I was just wondering what you guys thought about him. I first heard of him when I saw a video he did bashing Lily Orchard, and then I skimmed his channel and found that the vast majority of his content appears to be focused on antagonizing and calling out other people, though this is just going off of the titles of his videos. Not only this, but he uploads more than once a day on average, and all of his videos seem to just be him live streaming, talking to his chat, or arguing with someone he's in a call with. I decided not to check out any more of his videos, and even told YouTube not to recommend him to me, as all of this struck me as a very unhealthy channel, not only for the viewers, but also for Vosh himself, because I don't think that spending hours every day and talking about people you claim to be problematic and getting mad about them publicly is productive or good for helping anyone gain a stronger understanding of other people's perspectives and resolving those disagreements. What do you guys think is my first impression of Vosh inaccurate? Do you agree with my reasoning for not watching his videos? What are your general thoughts of him? Thanks in advance, and don't feel like you need to rush the rad content. I can be patient.
Aww.
Well, okay.
Cross. Cross.
Cool.
You're a real bro.
Do
you guys know Vosh at all?
I have not watched a lot of Vosh, but I have seen a video or two of him deconstructing something. Like there was. I had no like strong negative reaction from watching whatever video it was. He was just sort of like deconstructing an argument and saying why it was like not correct or something. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty smart. And I just moved on. I can't really remember much.
What's your opinion, Tom?
He's pretty good. I mean, I listened to a bunch of his videos. I was binging them for a while, and
yeah, same.
It was. I mean, I don't usually tend to watch LeftTube that much. There was like a month and change where I was like watching a lot of Vosh and PhilosophyTube just to be like to expand my palette of ideas, because that's always fun to do. And it was good. It brought new ideas into my brain. That was good. I liked that. I felt like Vosh was probably like the best way of like, if you want to get somebody into left ideas, to send them Vosh, because they're probably like, he's like not he's not prissy or trying to be squeaky clean in his presentation. Like, he's down there in the fucking mud with everybody else.
I appreciate. He's a little bit dirtbag.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not full dirtbag left, but he's like kind of got that aesthetic.
He just feels like a real person. You know, he's not like putting on airs of like having to make sure everything's squeaky clean. And I appreciate that, because it made the ideas much more digestible. And just like, I don't know, it felt like someone talking with you instead of talking at you from on high, from their position of like, you know, virtue.
Yeah.
Which was good. But do you want to finish, or
I
was just gonna say that I I can understand why someone might think that it's like unhealthy in terms of like consumption of the content. Like Vosh clearly seems like a dude who's like can handle being in conflict with multiple people at the same time. He clearly gets off and has fun doing what he does. So I wouldn't worry about him. But I absolutely understand like getting kind of like burned out on, watching somebody for hours on end, just picking fights with people. Cause like I eventually stopped watching them all the time because I got burnt out watching someone pick fights with people all the time.
I was the same with Destiny for a while. Like I assume they're somewhat similar. They seem to be talked about.
Vosh spun off. He's like a spin-off of Destiny. He was like active in Destiny's chat, and then like he started doing his own videos, from what I understand.
Yeah, but like it's the same thing. Like they're fun for a bit, but like to watch that sort of content every day would get exhausting.
Yeah, I binged this was a while back, but like I binged Destiny, and then I think because like I never made the leap from like I'll watch a compilation or I'll watch a highlight video. Like I'll watch one of like the good clips that have a lot of views that is like, him like really taking down someone who like really deserves it and like it really makes a good case for something. Like I watched a lot of those and I love those. But I'm not going to tune in to watch. I don't want to watch him live. I don't want to watch it just like tune in. Like I have tried and it's like it's boring. It's like it's rarely anything that I'm interested in. And it's the same with Vosh. Like I someone recommended me Vosh and I eventually checked him out and I binged a lot of like his good like old like highlighted videos.
Right. I would never watch a stream of that because I tend to because Vosh's
I have
I
have no interest in watching Vosh play fucking Dark Souls 2 or whatever he's doing. No. His takes are mostly good. Like in the highlights they come off pretty good. But then on Twitter I don't understand, like I see that it seems like Vosh has Vosh will take down people that I think are bad, and I think that's good. But then I see on Twitter it seems like he maybe not so much anymore, but like he had like a little beef with Thought Slime, and like I like Thought Slime. Why do you beef with Thought Slime? And then he had a little beef with Peter Coffin, and like I like Peter Coffin. Why are you beefing with him? I saw him kind of calling Peter Coffin a class reductionist, which I don't think he is, and I think that sucks. So I don't really understand a lot of the combativeness that seems to be there, but I don't actually see it in the Vosh content that I have seen. Right. I don't really understand what
I feel like
this perpetual beef machine just seems like so bizarre, and I don't really understand the workings of it.
It might be a Ben Saint situation where he seems a lot more like angry and fighty on Twitter than he is in real life, on stream.
Maybe I don't know,
Twitter brings out more antagonistic aspects of his personality. Maybe
I don't understand. It seems to me like Thought Slime and Peter Coffin and Vosh have way more in common than they have that they disagree on, and I kind of wish that were more like because I don't see them interacting well, I saw one interaction positively. It was when they had that hilarious thing, this hilarious moment, this thing like Thought Slime made a video about a guy, and the guy responded, and the guy was such a weird dweeb. And he said, like, he basically criticized slime itself and said that the working class doesn't like slime. The working class wants to get rid of slime. I can't take this guy seriously when he calls himself Thought Slime, because slime is gross.
Yeah,
and like I saw Vosh respond to
that as a thing.
So weird. And then like Thought Slime, he said Burger King. He pronounced it Burger King. And this guy assumed from that this guy didn't know what a hamburger was and therefore had never worked fast food. It's like, I don't know. It was very funny. So like I saw Vosh's reaction to that, and Vosh was like, okay, I guess maybe I'm on Thought Slime's side. And it was like, yay, left unity. But like, why? Why was this a rift that needed to be healed? You guys have so much more in common. Why was it's bizarre to me that there would have been any bad blood there in the first place. And I don't understand it. I don't like it. But I kind of don't really engage with that side of it at all. Like when I see that, I sort of just look away like, oh no. Two people that I like are fighting. Yeah. I don't want to hear about it. I hate that.
Reminds me of the old classic YouTube poop beef between Waxinator and Gaibu-chan that I never really truly understood. Two of my favorite YouTube poop creators. And they just didn't like each other for some reason at some point. I was like, oh no, that's bad.
Did they have like an ideological disagreement,
No,
or did
it was,
like one of them insult the other at some point, and it just was bad blood?
I think maybe it was just some bad blood that built up over
It's not
time.
like their content, or like my YouTube poops are good and yours are bad. No, mine are good, yours are bad.
This is exactly what happened.
That seems like it probably is what happens.
YouTube poop elitism.
Anyway, that's what I think about Vosh. Hope that was enlightening. Next one. Bencast, best cast. Interesting. I wonder what we're in for now. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm fucking tired of these goddamn pussies telling me and coming on the podcast and going, oh, this is the worst the podcast's ever been. This is the worst the podcast ever been. Oh, it's the best the podcast's ever been. This is the best. There's just like Ben, it's just Gib, Tom, Digi once, and it's just people that are like, they're good at talking and they don't talk over other people and they're not fucking annoying all the time, like a certain someone who wears some fucking glasses. This 2 months has made me realize like I don't even like Nate. I don't even like him. I don't even want him around. I don't even want him. Like he's probably still good. I don't know. But the podcast is just better. And these people are like, oh, don't release the solo Bencast, the greatest. It's the greatest podcast ever done. We all know it's the greatest.
No, just say it's the greatest. It's the greatest. Don't be afraid of your feelings. We all know the Bencast was the height. It'll never get better than this. We've peaked.
Feelings don't care about your feelings.
This guy might have been on Twitter. I think there was someone on Twitter that was also like, I like the podcast better without Nate. And like, if we have, thousands of people listening to these, probably it doesn't surprise me that a few people are like, I prefer it this way.
There's always been people having their old like, here's my PCP tier
list.
Here's the guys that I like hearing about the most, and it's always different. It's always completely different. There's never been like a total consensus on who is the best and the worst of this funny, stupid little group.
It's funny that this guy says that Nate talks over people, because I have seen people. I feel like the sentiment is a lot that me and Nate talk over people. I wonder.
You do, definitely.
Do I?
Yeah,
I was
earlier at the beginning of this, I was maybe it's because of the latency.
I did it like one time. Yeah, I did it once.
Yeah, but like I feel like that's also because of latency, like me hearing you later than because I'm further away or something.
I'm gonna blame. I mean, just in that whole Vosh thing, I kept No, fuck that. You don't know. There were a whole bunch of times that I was ready to interject with my opinions, but you guys had more to say, and I was like, okay, yeah, let them continue. Wait until they're done. Then I can say my bit. Then I can say my piece.
I don't know all of the times that you've restrained yourself. All I know is the times that you have interrupted.
What about all those times I didn't wear a dress to school? Nobody ever talks about those times. That's a Simpsons reference, by the way. No, I think we need to blame everything on Nate. I think the answer is that people think that I talk over people because Nate talks over me and I have to try and talk over him in order to get my point across. That's my hypothesis. You can't prove it's wrong. It doesn't matter. Any time you say no, but what about this time you talked over someone unrelated to Nate? I will say no. That's the exception that proves the rule. Every time, all counter examples are just the exception that proves the rule. So there you go. I think. I mean,
the pattern that proves the rule.
I think it's kind of refreshing. I don't think it's bad to have. We're going through, like I was on almost every episode. In the past, I miss them. Nate's has been on almost every episode. I don't think it's wrong to be like, oh, this person who is on many episodes, he's not around anymore. Oh, there's a different vibe now. Maybe we can appreciate that. That's the thing. Okay, cool. Glad you've been enjoying the episodes, friend. Next one?
Yep. Closing in on the end.
Oh. 2 more. Next one. I'm like, wait, hold on. Okay. No, my house is not burning down. Smelled smoke, but I think someone.
You're having a stroke. You're having a.
I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke. I'm having
a
stroke.
gummy
having a
stroke,
baby. Next one is vocals are instruments. 3, 2, 1, go.
To the guy that said that hip hop is becoming worse just because the topic of the lyrics shifted from rapping about being poor to rapping about being rich, fuck you, buddy. You should be voice jailed. If you wanna listen to the lyrical miracle bullshit, go listen to J. Cole or Eminem. Your voice is a fucking instrument, and that's how it should be used. Us childs will continue to bump Uzi, Carti, and Taga Taga. Woo!
Woo!
I never said that I.
Well, he was talking about the voicemail who said that.
Yeah, when I was talking about what, because I'm just like repeating what I have seen other people said. Which maybe I shouldn't even do because these are not really my opinions. I don't really have an opinion on the hip hop scene. I think that if it's true that people are talking more about being rich than being poor, then that's not a problem with the musical aspect of it, because I absolutely agree that vocals are instrumentals. It's just like it doesn't appeal to. That's a change in the theming of it, and the change in the aesthetic of it, and in the politics of it. Maybe even that I don't like, because I think being rich is fucking gay. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think vocals are instruments. I always prefer, in fact, that I like the words in a song. I've never been one for like reading the lyrics. I always just like the way things sound.
I agree.
I'm a sound boy.
Yeah,
there are tons of songs I've listened to for like decades, and I don't know all the lyrics to, because I just kind of like having the vocals blend into the instrumentation and just like being able to listen to them as sound and not as words.
Yeah,
I take it all back. I take it all back.
Well, the thing is, you need to learn the lyrics in order to sing along. So
no, you just go
hand. If you want to sing along and sound like not shit.
No, what are you saying? What are you implying? That's false. I don't know what you mean.
I'm implying.
No, I'm gonna do the whole song. I'm gonna do the whole song.
Simple and clean is the way.
I can get enough satisfaction not knowing the words, not understanding what they mean if it's in like a different language, and just kind of hum along like that.
Style.
Oppa Gundam style. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. No, it's fine. No, I agree. Yeah. Just go hem. That's why humming is based. So hey, vocals are instruments. No, we agree. No, we agree. Please don't beat me up. Please don't get that 6'4" football monster.
He's already coming. That die's been cast.
Fuck. Please, can we negotiate? I like how Margar is in voice jail for just making some pretty mild. I don't even remember why I put him.
Yeah, why?
Started
We didn't
putting him
shoot
through
the
system.
messenger, but we did imprison him.
But this guy, this football monster, he's just made threats against my physical safety, but I'm too scared to put him in voice jail.
I mean, if I call the police,
that would just make him mad.
That'll just make him mad.
If you put him in voice jail, he's going to be closer to you. You want him to be as far away as possible.
Voice Azkaban.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, no, not Azkaban. What's the real version of that?
I have just Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
I have just started sweating profusely for reasons that I don't understand.
Ben, you're having a stroke. This is so many red flags keep coming up.
Every episode I have a stroke. Every episode I have a stroke. How many more? I think it's the Corongi virus. Is sweating a Corongi virus thing?
It's a symptom of summer, which we're in.
It's a symptom of heat and or fever.
Oh God! Wait! I took my temperature. Before the episode. Let me take it again.
Oh.
We have one more voicemail, and Ben's gonna drag this out as long as possible.
Oh my God!
200 degrees.
Well, according to this meat thermometer, my temperature may have risen by a degree or two.
Fuck.
Yikes. Yo, God.
I'm now
Quick, we gotta
2
do this
degrees.
voicemail before Ben Saint collapses and dies.
We gotta
dead.
wrap this up quick.
Okay, Darren the Red. 3, 2, 1, go.
So I was drunk, listening to Hatsune Miku cleaning the kitchen, jamming my ass out. I hit the Orange Justice and dislocated my knee. What's the most embarrassing way you guys have been injured?
That's not embarrassing. That's pretty cool.
That's based. I mean, do you count me breaking my tooth, biting that sign in the RFCK lecture?
That seems valid.
That's a little embarrassing. I broke it on paper.
I feel like a more embarrassing break of your bones, Ben, is when you just walked, like you heard something in Radcon 2 or Radcon 1 even, and you came into the room and you stubbed your toe and you had to go to the hospital. You stubbed your toe so bad that it broke.
I mean, was that really embarrassing? Like, I just stubbed my toe.
Yeah, well,
I was just like walking somewhere and I stubbed my toe.
Yeah, how embarrassing that you have such a frail, weak body.
That I wasn't even doing anything.
I mean, how is it? I guess I'm trying to think of like what is embarrassing about being injured. Like, if it's your fault that it happens, I guess then it's embarrassing.
I guess. Okay, I'm thinking like. Okay, you're thinking like the injury itself is embarrassing. I'm thinking like, what was I doing something that would be embarrassing anyway?
Oh,
that resulted in injury. I see where you're coming from though. I have never embarrassed myself, so I can't answer this question.
I can't think of a thing that would be embarrassing to be caught and then also get an injury doing it. Like, if the injury is not part of the embarrassment, there's nothing. You can't be embarrassing. It's impossible.
What's the most severe injury you've ever had? Mine was breaking my toe. Is actually like the most. That was the first time I'd ever broken a bone, and I've actually broken that bone like several times now. I've broken that toe.
Yeah. I think, that I've never broken a bone. I've been very cautious in my life, and I'm squeaky clean. I've only ever had like illnesses.
Nice.
I guess the most embarrassing one is diarrhea.
Gross.
Because there's shit everywhere.
The worst.
Yeah.
You're just sitting around minding your own business, and then it's like, and you gotta get out of there. You gotta go real quick.
It's time to escape.
All of a sudden, I'm super sweaty. I feel weird. I feel really hungry. I really want to eat, and like I ate some like pickles, and I drank some like coffee and almond milk. I shouldn't be hungry, but I'm like,
gotta get
what
those
is going on? You
starving.
metamorphosizing? Are you?
Oh no! Please.
Is it a full moon?
Bad. Change is bad. Change is bad. I hope not. Ugh. Please. Oh, please don't let me.
Should we end the podcast before you die?
No, we
Please
should.
Don't
We
let
should
me
end.
have the Karangi virus. It would be really
You're
funny.
not coughing.
The most embarrassing way. Everything is the Karangi virus. Everything is the iCarumba virus. I went outside, and I went into a pizza place, and I hand sanitized. I was with Kazi and Munchie. We went to a pizza place because they were getting pizza. I sanitized my hands because I touched the door. The guy behind the counter was wearing his mask wrong. He had his fucking nose out. I wanted to kill him. But he was ethnic, so I couldn't because it would be a hate crime. If he was white, this is why white privilege is fake, because if he was white, I would have killed him.
Damn. I'm convinced.
Or Jewish white passing, whichever. I'm sorry. I end all the podcasts on weird racial notes now because I don't. I fucked up.
It's just the Karangi virus, guys. It
does bad things to all of us.
You mean the Kung flu?
Oh yeah, that.
Cringe. Are we ready? Are we done?
I think we're done.
Send your voicemails to speakpipe.com/PCP voicemail.
Subscribe. Go to Twitter at the
follow.
Patreon, funny bonus
thing.
episodes. We'll be making a new bonus episode soon. It'll be cool.
Yes.
I guess we better fucking get on making that fucking bonus episode, which, if we do it, it'll be available at patreon.com/theprocrastinators for only $5 for a host of quality legacy PCP content. And, hey, by the way, since I did have a work spree last night, and I'm almost done with Slime and Punishment, next thing I do after that, after I drop the finale to that, is I'm gonna be releasing a Sonichu Lecture 2. So, I don't know what's going on with Munchie's Lecture, or Digi's Lecture, or... Is there another one that we're waiting for?
No, just those. Your second one, and then the two.
Yeah. Sonichu Lecture number 2 is gonna be coming out pretty soon, actually, so I'm excited for that.
God, I need to re-upload the Vriska Lecture. Because I have it still. It's gonna come back maybe, but I don't know.
It might. I was thinking, I've been thinking like, okay, well, we shouldn't re-upload because it would be really shit if like the Animorphs lecture came back with 0 views instead of the like 200,000 that it had. I would just be sad about that.
You and me both.
But then I was like, wait a minute. I had this late night like anxiety thought. I was like, what if they do actually get around to doing it, but they bring them back, but like all the views or the comments and stuff are lost, and like it's as if we had just re-uploaded them anyway.
I don't know whether that happens.
I mean, riot. You'd have to go to YouTube HQ and riot.
Like why would that specifically
YouTube HQ?
Why would specifically that amount of the data of the YouTube page be lost?
I don't know.
Why are they gone in the first place? None of this makes sense.
Yeah. None of it makes sense. Like who's to say? We don't even really understand the details of what they did. So who's to say? I don't know. I don't know if that will happen, but I don't know that it won't happen either. But I'm just saying, hey, wouldn't that suck? Wouldn't that be shit?
It'd be pretty bad.
Well, let's see, I guess. Yeah. All right. End of the podcast.
I guess so.
The end. See you. Thanks for listening for another week of Pro Crastinators goodness. Welcome to the end of the show. Goodbye.
Later.
Bye.